is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I read you those cryptocurrency news articles so you can stay informed what's going on. I may have a little say in there while I'm reading it, but I'm just reading this because this helps aid me in my education as well as you. I'm just sharing that knowledge there, but welcome to the channel. We have quite a couple news articles for you today. Mainly just talking about what the SEC new chair, Paul Atkins, has to say about Gensler with DeFi and self-custody is just important. We got Saylor talking about how Apple should buy Bitcoin, but there's still some adoption there, and they're still skeptical, but they're eventually hop on board. And then there is a rumor out there that Paraguay was going to be making Bitcoin legal tender, but apparently that was just a hack on their X account. So that was false news. So I had to look back and see if we even covered that at all. But welcome to the show, guys. Lots of stuff going on today, and lots of stuff going on around the crypto clubs itself as well. This Friday, we have the 1-year anniversary for our Massachusetts club. Ed Albert, owner-operator up there, is doing a fantastic job. He's going to be hosting the 1-year anniversary party. It's a $5 cover charge if you're not a member. And yeah, it's going to be happening Friday, June 13th, 6:30 to 10 p.m. You're going to have live music, Fistful of Karma. And again, this is at Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club, Massachusetts, 91 Central, St. Leominster. And this ain't our only event going on this week, too. I think that tomorrow up in Massachusetts, they also have the Conservative PAC coming for a Bitcoin class out there. So if you're in the Massachusetts area, take a look at our events page, and you can find a lot of events going on that's happening up there. So that's what's going on in Massachusetts. What else is going on? I believe we even have a grand opening this Saturday. I believe so. That's going to be our Bitcoin Ben Dallas club. And this site right here, guys, this is bitcoinben.io. It'll take you to our World Ventures page, and you can see everything we got going on from all the clubs. You can get taken to, sign up for it there. Same with our resorts, and if you want to take a look at our programs too, this is the website to go to. So if you want to check out a lot of that stuff and see what we have to offer, Jay did a great job on the Ben show this morning talking about our Bitcoin mining program, where it's actually coming to fruition now. It's it wasn't you wait this long, we'll get you some gains now. So people who started this last month are finally getting checks in now for their mining services. So if you want to be a part of the mining program and everything, give us a call at, or what's that number? Did I take away this number? I did. Or just go to this website and contact us here. This has everything you need to know. So this is bitcoinben.io. It'll take you over to bitcoinbensworldventures.com, and at the very bottom, you can put in an email, a name, just a message for what you want to acquire. And yeah, there's our number, 941-413-6920. So give that a call. But yeah, so let's go through the news now. What's going on today in the space? Bitcoin did come so close to an all-time high. Why am I blurry? What's going on here? Do I need to update my system? No, maybe. But Bitcoin hit an all-time high in Argentina. That's right. That is, though, because of their crumbling fiat currency out there. But no, it was normal price for us. We came close. We were running 110, almost hitting our all-time high. What was that? Bitcoin's all-time high was 111 or 110.92. All-time high was one over here on CoinMarketCap, 111.970. So we came so close to having an all-time high yesterday. Let's take a look at the one-day chart. Yeah, we touched, let's see, 110,000. So we were just 1,000 away. We're going to get there. But in Argentina, though, yeah, they were seeing the Argentinian peso running at 117 million. I think some exchange were saying 119 out there. But just shows when a country's currency is usually deflating, people can take advantage of the arbitrage trading out there and yeah, get some sell Bitcoin over there when it's higher price, buy at the lower one at different exchanges. So this is what's going on there, but this part happened so fast. But no, so there was an all-time high in Bitcoin in Argentina. Woo! But we're still waiting here for the rest of the world. But let's go through the rest of these news articles. I feel like I covered a lot of your time already. So let's go through the news. So we're going to start off first with the SEC chair bashing Gensler's approach to crypto. And he defends crypto self-custody. So yes, Paul Atkins called the right to self-custody a foundational American value when addressing regulators and industrial leaders discussing DeFi. So I believe they did have another roundtable event happen, and I totally missed out on that. But let's hear what he had to say. So U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Chair Paul Atkins took aim at the previous administration's crypto policies in the regulator's latest roundtable event, exploring digital asset regulation. In a Monday event led by the SEC's crypto task force titled DeFi and the American Spirit, Atkins said that prior administrations suggest that agency's stance on digital assets are under former chair Gary Gensler and took a heavy-handed approach through the courts. He added that the SEC's policies on staking as a service provider needs congressional approval to have lasting authority and touted self-custody as foundational American value. And sorry, got a little sidetracked with the text today. And then I'm in favor, let's continue on, I'll read this text later. I'm in favor of affording greater flexibility to the market participants to self-custody crypto assets, and especially where intermediation imposes unnecessary transaction costs or restricts the ability to engage in staking and other on-chain activities, Atkins said at the roundtable event. Now, unfortunately, the prior administration undermined innovation in self-custodial digital wallets out there, which I definitely cover that many times, saying, why are they doing this? They can't do it at all. But yeah, the prior administration did stifle this just onboarding later on. But other on-chain technologies are asserting through regulatory actions that developers of such software may be conducting brokerage activities out there. So that's why they were still stifling it. But the roundtable event was the fifth one in 2025, organized by the SEC's Crypto Task Force, headed by Commissioner Hester Pierce. Previous roundtable discussions on crypto trading regulation, custody, tokenization, and the status of tokens as securities. As of Monday, no additional roundtable events appeared on the SEC's calendar, so I guess they had 5 so far, and this last one being the discussion of DeFi. Now, the SEC's Commissioner Carolina Crenshaw said that these roundtables have given us a lot to grapple with. To say the least, while the series was billed as a spring sprint toward crypto clarity, I am unsure whether we've identified much that can be simply or quickly clarified. With issues this complex and stakes this high, it's better to do it right than fast, says Hester Pierce. Now, the SEC's U-turn under Atkins and Donald Trump. Since President Donald Trump took office and Gensler departed the SEC in January, the agency has seemingly taken a different approach to digital assets, both through its regulatory authority and in the courts. Now, in February, the SEC agreed to drop an enforcement action against Coinbase after less than 2 years in the court. Roughly a month later, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse announced that the SEC would drop its appeal following court decisions against the firm stemming from a 2020 enforcement action. Now, the leadership panels at both the SEC and both significant U.S. Where I got sidetracked. The leadership panels at both significant U.S. financial regulators, the SEC and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, will likely be short-staffed in the near future, following resignations and terms expiring from commissioners. And lawmakers and Senate Agriculture Committees are scheduled to consider Trump's nomination of Brian Quintez as CFTC chair on Tuesday. So that's happening today. So we have a nomination of Brian Quintez. Who is he again? What's he doing? This is going to be the Senate Agricultural Committee are scheduled to consider the nomination of Brian Quintez. Okay, so we'll see if that goes through and definitely let you know about that. But no, so they're going to work with the fifth and final of these roundtable discussions for crypto. Looks like they're going to be working in on it just slowly because they want to do it right. I think they're finally getting the idea of like, okay, so we can only control this side, not the DeFi. So I feel like they're finally understanding that, because at first they were like going, oh, let's control it all. Like DeFi platforms, decentralized exchanges, give us all your records. Let me know who you're actually dealing with. But it's like, you're dealing with DeFi. It's like they see the transaction, but they don't know whose wallet is whose. They can't give you that information. So I believe the team's finally understanding that right now. And dang it, why do I keep getting blurry? Come on, guys. Like, let's see. Come on, blurriness, go away. There we go. I need some new gear in here, that's for sure. I've been meaning to buy a new camera, but I don't know why I didn't. But yeah, so the SEC and the team out there, they're finally getting it. Trump's team is definitely increasing our adoption rate and just everything out there. People are understanding it a bit more. So it's not just Trump's team itself or him. It's just the world is finally starting to understand crypto. They're putting rules into play with it, but they just don't want to rush it right now. So we'll see how they play this out. This was their fifth meeting again. There's none coming up on the calendar out there. So if one does come up, I'll let you know, and we'll see what decisions they made and what more changes we come in the space. Now let's move on to another article. What's up, Manny? I see you in the chats over there. But let's go on to our next article on how the Trump-backed American Bitcoin mining firm just acquired its first $23 million worth of Bitcoin. So guys, race is on. Like my thumbnail showed, it was like game on with my assistant, like in the fighting range. Like the fight is on. Everyone's trying to acquire Bitcoin. We keep getting all this news out there. So when we saw these little dips, it's like, this isn't from the big guy. So the thing we got to just keep paying attention to is when there's no more people willing to sell their Bitcoin. Everybody's hodling. I think we have another article with Coinbase, like even talking about like just the liquidations out there is just so low. So pay attention to this, guys. The more news articles we get of companies, institutions acquiring Bitcoin, that's just one step closer. We're going to be seeing some pretty high premiums on the price. But let's talk about this purchase this company just made right now. So the American Bitcoin, the newly launched Bitcoin mining company backed by Eric and Donald Trump, Jr. has purchased at least 215 Bitcoin, worth nearly $24 million as of May 31st, according to a filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission dated June 6. Now, this marks the company's first sizable Bitcoin purchase since announcing a Bitcoin treasury strategy inspired by Michael Saylor's strategy. Now, President Donald Trump's eldest sons partnered with the Bitcoin mining firm Hut 8 to form American Bitcoin. The newly established entity expects to go public in the second half of the year through a SPAC merger with Griffin Digital Mining and will trade on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol ABTC. Now, in the filing, the firm noted that its first priority is building efficient operations to produce Bitcoin and to raise Bitcoin below the market cost. Now that will fund continued Bitcoin treasuries purchases and ecosystem leadership efforts. 3 distinct layers of operation. Now, ABTC employs 1 full-time employee and operates 3 facilities in Niagara Falls, New York, Medicine Hat, AB, and Orla, Texas, through a service agreement. Now, the Hut 8 as of the end of May, according to its filings. So this was just a quick little, brief article. I just wanted to mention it to you for like, they're buying Bitcoin. They said they were going to be starting a Bitcoin treasury. So that was great news. That was very bullish news. But now we're actually getting the articles of hearing them acquire news. So I'm just like pointing this out. So when you get blindsided, it's like, I can't take my crypto off of the exchanges anymore. It's because the liquidity just got dried up because they probably liquidated these guys first and everything. Not just these guys, but institutions. That the exchanges will deal with the big players first, and then the small virtual guys will be like left holding the dust at the end. So guys, if you have cryptocurrencies on exchanges, get them off now. Start self-custodying. If you want to be very safe, get yourself a crypto-only laptop from Calyx Solutions. You get an hour consultation with those guys as well to just know you're secure. But if not that, get yourself a self-custody wallet. Whether you have to download the Exodus wallet, buy yourself a Trezor. Don't get Ledger. I don't like Ledger. That's just me talking. But just start self-custody your crypto because it's getting crazy right now for all these articles we keep hearing about. And yeah, it's just the accumulation phase. People are buying and hodling. They're not selling. They're not using. We eventually will get to a phase where you will be using your cryptocurrency, your Bitcoin purchases. But as of right now, though, people are just hodling. So just keep, I don't know how I gotta say it, guys, just take self-custody, don't leave it on exchanges, and if you need help buying more Bitcoin, we can help you here at the club. Just give us a call or go to bitcoinben.io. And yeah, so let's move on again, talking about just Coinbase premiums hitting high as 550,000 Bitcoin without the leave Bitcoin exchanges. So I'm saying we're hearing about institutions and big players actually buying Bitcoin, as well as Bitcoin just leaving exchanges. It's getting crazy, guys. So let's hear about this. So Bitcoin's demand in the US is rising, while spot exchanges see their reserves decline by 1/3 in less than a year, per new data from CryptoQuant. So Bitcoin is seeing a surge in buying from US consumers in a key 2025 tailwind analysis, and it shows. On-chain analytics platform CryptoQuant shows that Coinbase Premium metrics is hitting its highest level since February. Now, Coinbase Premium eyes new 2025 highs. So the US Bitcoin demand is staging a convincing comeback as the Coinbase Premium tags multi-month highs. The premium, which reflects the difference in prices between Coinbase, BTC/USD, and Binance's BTC-USDT pairs, is often used as a proxy for US buyers' appetite. Now, on Friday, it reached $109.55, marking the largest gap between the two markets since February. Now, here is that tweet from them. The market update: the Bitcoin Coinbase Premium Index has grown steadily since May, signaling robust demand from US-based investors, despite a 6% pullback in BTC since May 22nd. Now, the rising premium suggests many view the dip as a buy the opportunity, which is really true to do it. But here is that index for you, just their premiums for like they're paying higher, lower, and whatnot. But in one of its quick take market updates on Tuesday, crypto quant contributor Crypto Dan described supportive behavior from Coinbase users. He said that this positive movement without signs of overheating is a typical pattern seen in the rising cycle following a correction, suggesting that optimistic movements in the cryptocurrency market in the second half of 2025. He summarized. Now, the premium trend comes as U.S. institutional demand also returns after a momentary unwinding due to the BTC-USDT retesting its 100,000 support level. Now, there have been macro uncertainty lay at the heart of what appeared to be a knee-jerk reaction among investors. Now, as Cointelegraph reported, the largest U.S. spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, or BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, has become the fastest ETF to reach $70 billion in assets under its management. Now, Bitcoin reserves slashed in under a year. So yeah, Bitcoin's just getting taken off the exchanges like no other. But so continuing on with crypto quants flagged declined exchange reserve as an ongoing catalyst for Bitcoin price strength. Every rally is the result of unseen preparation, fellow contributor Bikis argued in another recent quick take post. As Bitcoin marches toward $110,000, what are investors doing? The answer is simple. They're pulling Bitcoin off exchanges slowly but surely, but with steady determination. And here's that chart showing just the amount of Bitcoin leaving it, right? Is that the blue chart? So here's the price of Bitcoin where we're reaching, and then the liquidity of it as well, just going down. So they started off with like 1.5 million Bitcoin, but now it's at least 1.15. That's crazy. Now, crypto quant data calculates that since July 2024, over 500,000 coins have left spot exchanges alone. This isn't just a routine move, Boyk has continued, referencing supply and demand dynamics. People aren't selling, they're hodling. They're not day trading, they're hodling for the long term. So just get that in your mind, guys. It's like people are hodling right now. They're getting it off the exchanges. So again, just if you have any crypto that's not in a self-custody wallet, get it off there now, because who knows how much time you have. A year, 2, that may seem like a lot, but in reality, it is not. And man, I really hate that this has got to be my switchboard for the how this keeps getting blurry. I'm just not going to focus on it. We're going to continue on with the show, but let us let's see what's in focus. Just turn the autofocus off. Hope that works. Thanks, Manny, for that. I'll try to. I'm not sure how I can do it. I think I might have to do that with the switchboard. But let's take a quick commercial break really fast, and then we'll be back with some more news. So see you in a bit.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Men Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. Hopefully I got this autofocus done, but maybe not. Maybe it'll be the next video. And for those who wondering what I'm spinning around here, I officially quit vaping. So this is my little tool to just help me break the habit. I've never really been addicted to nicotine out there, but it's always just a habit of just sucking on something. And yeah, sure, I miss the smoke and all, but this is just a little metal piece, little straw, suck, blow, that's it. So if you see me fidgeting with this, it's because, yeah, I quit that bad habit that everybody should do. But let's continue on with the news. Let's talk about how Apple should buy Bitcoin, says Michael Saylor, because apparently they had a share buyback that was just disappointing. So let's go through this article to hear about it. So Bitcoin exposure may provide a lucrative financial opportunity for Apple stock's buyback program, according to Michael Saylor. Now, Apple, the world's fourth largest company by market capitalization, should buy Bitcoin to address the poor performance of its stock buyback program, according to the strategy executive chairman Michael Saylor. Now, Apple should buy Bitcoin, Saylor said in a June 10th X post. Saylor commented on and responded to Jim Cramer's criticism of the Apple buyback program. They said that the Apple buyback is not working right now, Cramer wrote on June 10th as well, and the company can leave it to earn a lot or it can take some and integrate it. It is not a badge of dishonor, just isn't, he added. And here was that exact tweet that went out there. Yep, here's Jim Cramer. The Apple buyback is not working right now. The company can leave it or to earn it a lot, and they can take it and integrate it. It's not a badge of dishonor. It just isn't. And then Saylor chiming in, Apple should buy Bitcoin. And yeah, they should. Now, the Apple buyback program aims to reduce the number of outstanding shares and return value to investors, according to a $110 billion stock buyback strategy announced in May 2024's filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, however, Apple stock has declined more than 70% since the start of the year. Over the same period, Bitcoin has gained more than 17%, according to data from TradingView. Now, zooming out, Bitcoin has surged over 1,000% in the past 5 years, compared to 137% increase with Apple shares out there. So Bitcoin's just dominating stocks totally. Now, Bitcoin's corporate adoption is growing worldwide, so why isn't Apple and Meta getting on board? They just need to. Now, the call for Apple to adopt Bitcoin comes as more companies move to add the cryptocurrency to their balance sheets. On May 28th, U.S. video game and consumer electronic retailer GameStop announced its first Bitcoin investment, acquiring 4,710 Bitcoin for around $513 million after the firm launched a $1.3 billion convertible notes offering. And then here is that announcement of their purchase. And then we also got Japanese investment company like Metaplanet is spearheading the Bitcoin adoption in Asia after becoming the world's 8th largest corporate Bitcoin holder on June 2nd. Metaplanet shares soared over 12% during Monday's trading session after the company announced plans to raise $5.4 billion worth of capital to buy more Bitcoin. Now, over in Europe, Paris-based cryptocurrency firm The Blockchain Group announced plans to raise over $340 million for its Bitcoin treasury. Now, Cointelegraph reported on Monday that the announcement came a week after the firm acquired $68 million worth of Bitcoin, pushing its total to 1,471 Bitcoin, or over $154 million. Now, here are the charts of the ETFs, because I see the IBIT, that's BlackRock's, let's see, ARK, BTC. So here are the inflows and outflows of the ETFs. But now, meanwhile, spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds have also made a comeback from a 2-day sell-off, recording over $386 million worth of net positive inflows on June 9th. Farsight Investors data shows on that. So yeah, so they should be getting involved again. This is showing, like Michael Saver's point, also pointing out, it's like, look, Bitcoin has risen over 1,000% in the last, or in the last, what was it, 10 years? How much was it? And then Apple shares have only increased 130%. This is a 5-year comparison. So he's just saying, you guys may want to do it. And then he also, this article is pointing out, like every other company that picked up a strategy, their stocks are doing quite well right now. So how long will that last? I really don't know, because I'm still unsure if this is just first mover action where people are going, oh, they're getting Bitcoin, yes, let's do it, or if this is actually truly showing that Bitcoin's value is actually increasing and everything else about it. So it might be that one. But that's our news on Apple should be buying Bitcoin, and they probably eventually will. And now let's move on to, I'm sure some of you saw that Paraguay was saying they were going to be making Bitcoin legal tender. Apparently, this was just a hack that happened on X. So yeah, the South American country is also not starting a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Hackers asked readers to send the assets to a Bitcoin address. So some hacker scammer out there was trying to steal some Bitcoin, give some like nice news out there going, oh, Bitcoin's going to be legal here. And then no, they probably put something in there. So let's see what exactly these scammers were trying to scam with this fake news. So the Paraguayan government dismissed a post on X account of President Santiago Pena saying that the country had made Bitcoin legal tender as a hack. Now, Pena's account also falsely claimed that the country had started a $5 million reserve, and the tweet contained a Bitcoin address and urged would-be investors to secure your stake in the project. Okay, so that's how they did it. So they posted out an official note. They said, oh, if you want to be a part of this, send us Bitcoin here, and then we can get you in that stake. So yeah, so hopefully not too many people did fall for that, but that was a scam going right there. But the Paraguayan government less than 1 hour later posted that the president's official account on social media network X has irregular activity, which suggests possible unauthorized use. So I guess it only took an hour for them to realize this, so that's good, but still a lot can be done in an hour. Now, Decrypt reached out to the government's press office for additional comment, and cyber criminals sometimes target high profiles on social media accounts to disseminate false announcements, promising investors huge returns by trying to trick investors into sending their digital coins to a crypto address. Now, in other cases, hackers try to con people to buy into a coin that the hackers typically own a significant share of, and then they dump their tokens, crashing the price in the process as they cash out. So be careful with scammers and hackers out there. Hackers in September took over the Indian Supreme Court's YouTube channel and Friday to broadcast ads shilling the cryptocurrency XRP. Now, before that, cyber crooks hacked X accounts of film director Oliver Stone, Yahoo News UK, and Brazilian soccer player Neymar Jr., among others, to promote meme coins. So you got to be very careful for just post on X. So luckily I wasn't around the news. I probably would have saw that, covered it. Oh, is this actually happening? I would have had to verify though too, but you always got to just wait and see. Like I like to wait sometimes a couple days until an article comes out to verify if it's legit or not. But with this one, I probably would have been able to tell if this was a scam or hack just because they said like, oh, be a part of the investment article. And I wonder how many people actually covered articles on this. I saw one as I was scrolling through, but it's getting sidetracked. Let's continue. I'm scrolling away like Ben does. Now, one of the biggest such hacks happened in 2020 when hackers took control of X accounts run by former U.S. President Barack Obama. Now, ex-President Joe Biden, Apple, Uber, Kanye West, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates as part of Bitcoin-related scams out there. So these are just fake or people that scammers impersonated or hacked their accounts with. Now, El Salvador is the only country in the region right now to have made Bitcoin legal tender. Its government also buys the cryptocurrency for its coffers, despite the International Monetary Fund telling it to withdraw its Bitcoin law. But still, Paraguay has developed a reputation as Bitcoin-friendly. Crypto mining operations have opened up there, and President Pena previously said he wants the country to be a tech hub. So just because this was a hack article out there promoting legal tender doesn't mean that's not going to happen sometime in the future, because we do know President Pena is like somewhat Bitcoin crypto friendly. We got miners in the country there, so they're for it. They want to be a technological hub out there. So maybe even though this was a fake post, maybe sometime in the future it will be real. And I totally believe that. Now let's move on to our another article. We have a couple more for you. And what's up, Stephen and Adam? Hello, welcome to the chat and the show, guys. We are covering our last two articles right now, and this one being about Charles Hoskinson unveils Cardano's first trustless Bitcoin DeFi protocol. So what's this Bitcoin DeFi protocol happening on Cardano's network? Let's find out. So Charles Hoskinson, founder of the Cardano blockchain, has officially introduced Cardinal, a new protocol designed to bring Bitcoin into decentralized finance through a trustless cross-chain solution. So this is a new model for Bitcoin DeFi integration. Announced via X, the initiative positions Cardano as a serious contender in integrating Bitcoin liquidity, with advanced DeFi infrastructure offering a fundamentally different approach to wrap Bitcoin models currently dominating the market. Now, at the core of Cardinal is a system that enables users to wrap Bitcoin's unspent transaction outputs and convert them into yield-generating DeFi assets. Now, this mechanism allows Bitcoin holders to lend, stake, and borrow within Cardano's ecosystem without involving custodians or federations, a significant departure from existing models that typically rely on centralized intermediaries. Now, how does the Cardinal protocol work? Well, Romain Pellin, CTO at Input Output Headquarters, or HK, elaborated on the protocol framework, highlighting its emphasis on cross-chain interoperability and security. Now, its fresh approach for Bitcoin, noted Pellerin in his official X thread, quoted by Hoskinson, pointing to a protocol's non-custodial design and absence of rehypothecation risks. Now, the protocol leverages Cardano's extended UTXO model, similar to how Bitcoin's is, but enhanced with smart contract capabilities, allowing for Bitcoin's UTXO to be seamless, converted into wrapped assets. Now, these wrapped assets or tokens or NFTs remain pegged one-to-one with the underlying Bitcoin, and they can be transferred on-chain and or burnable to release their original Bitcoin or ordinals. Now, security is enforced through the implementation of MuSig-2, an aggregated multi-signature scheme that locks Bitcoin in a trust-minimized manner. It wraps the assets and can be redeemed at any time using fraud-proofed, pegged-out processes, and mitigating the risk typically associated with centralized or federated wrapped Bitcoin systems. Now, cross-chain and ordinal support. A defining feature of Cardinal is its ability to interop with the multiple blockchain networks, including Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and additionally, it powers a trust-minimized ordinal bridge, enabling ordinals to participate in DeFi activities such as lending, borrowing, collateralizing, and auctions across different chains while retaining provenance. Now, the protocol is also compatible with non-fungible and verifiable off-chain executions use cases via BitVNX, Bitcoin HTLCs, and combine that with Cardano smart contract support peg in, peg out, and ownership transfers, making it first for cross-chain ordinal wrapping with publicly verifiable transaction IDs. Now, the future enhancements and industry implications. While Cardinal represents a significant technical milestone, Pellerin acknowledged that further development is essential right now. He proposed integrating zero-knowledge proof technology for solidarity, recursive state proofs, enhanced liquidity provider systems, and expanded wallet integration to improve accessibility and scalability out there. Now, the protocol's launch could reshape how Bitcoin interacts with the DeFi ecosystem, offering yield opportunities on Cardano's DeFi platforms such as MinSwap DEX, SundaySwap, and Fluid Token. It also aligns with views expressed by figures like Robert Kiyosaki, who advocate for a form of people's money out there. So that's what's going on with Cardano. So if you're still holding on Cardano, they're still building out there. I still have faith in their project. I like what they're doing. Now they're implementing Cardinal with Bitcoin DeFi. I wonder if they're going to eventually get runes on there. They talked about ordinals. And so if we got runes out there, we can move that over to the Cardano DeFi side. Who knows? Maybe our share tokens out there can be implemented in this network as well. So pretty cool stuff happening on Cardano's blockchain. Now let's move on to our final article talking about how South Korea moves to legalize stablecoins with a new crypto bill. So that's right. We just got a new crypto president or a pro-Bitcoin president in South Korea. I believe I covered that last week. And now they're looking to legalize stablecoins. So South Korea's ruling party under new president Lee Jae-myung is pushing legislation to allow local stablecoin issuance and boost crypto market growth. Now, South Korea's newly elected president, Lee Jae-myung, is fast-tracking his campaign promise to allow the issuance of domestic stablecoins as his party has moved forward with a crypto bill. Now, Lee's ruling Democratic Party proposed the Digital Asset Basic Act on Tuesday, aimed at improving transparency and encouraging crypto sector's competition, Bloomberg reported. Now, the bill stipulates that local companies can issue stablecoins with a minimum equity capital of 500 million won. Now, they must also guarantee refunds through reserves and get regulatory approval from the Financial Service Commission, the country's financial regulator. Now, President Jae-ling's crypto checklist. He wants to enact comprehensive crypto regulation with the Digital Asset Basic Act. He wants to allow one of the world's largest public pension funds to invest in digital assets. He wants to currently banned due to Capital Markets Act, so legalize of spot crypto ETFs because it's banned right now. He wants to launch a stablecoin that's pegged to the won to reduce reliance on foreign stablecoin products. So instead of being pegged to the US dollar, he wants one pegged to the won. And then he wants to revisit the banking rule for exchanges, so reforming banking partnerships rules to enhance competition out there. Now, South Korea's stablecoin trading is surging with transactions involving the leading US dollar stablecoin, reaching 57 trillion won on 5 main domestic exchanges in the first quarter, according to the Bank of Korea. Now, the new legislation is expected to bolster such trades and boost one of the region's largest crypto markets, with more than a third of the population, or around 18 million people, reportedly participating. Now, Lee works to fulfill election promises. South Korea's opposition leader, Lee, was sworn in as president following a decisive snap election victory on June 3rd. And in addition to his plans for a local currency stablecoin, Lee also advocated for South Korea's national pension fund to invest in Bitcoin and crypto, in addition to pledges to permit the launch of a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund in the country. He said that we need to establish a won-backed stablecoin market to prevent national wealth from linking overseas, and he said during a policy discussion in May. Now, the Bank of Korea opposes the stablecoin policy. Lee's crypto ambitions are facing central bank opposition, with Bank of Korea's governor, Ri Sheng-yung, warning that the non-bank stablecoin could weaken monetary policy effectiveness. Now, the central bank argued that it should take the lead in regulating a local cryptocurrency stablecoin, and South Korean investors could still be burned from their investment in the multi-billion-dollar Terra blockchain and its algorithmic stablecoin that was co-created by local Do Kwon, which collapsed in May 2022. Now, South Korean crypto stocks react. South Korea's crypto push is fueling a rally in local stocks such as mobile payments and digital wallet service Kakao Pay, which has seen shares jump as much as 45% over the past 5 days, according to Google Finance. Now, however, JP Morgan analysis Stanley Yang and Ji Young Cho said that the rally in Kakao-related shares is fundamentally unjustifiable, as any concrete benefits from Lee's stablecoin policy remain uncertain. So JP Morgan, that guy just going like, we don't know why this is happening because he's talking about stablecoins. It's not. So JP Morgan doesn't think the stablecoin and these rules and everything that's going on had to do with that stocks rush. But again, you never know. Everything plays a key role with crypto's price, stock price, everything. So South Koreans looking to legalize it, make changes in their banking system, get an ETF going. So lots of good stuff happening around the world for just crypto adoption. But that's it for the news we got for you. Let's take a look at, our fear and greed index right now. Currently, Bitcoin sitting at 108,800. We are currently at a greed territory of 64. Yeah, it looks like the altcoin season numbers kind of getting pushed over. Yeah, if you ever see Bitcoin, again, I'm so wondering if we see, like Heidi was saying, if we see Bitcoin at 115, 120, I wonder if altcoins are going to start seeing their little rise. But as of right now, we haven't had an altcoin season. We're just waiting. It's just been nothing but Bitcoin. But I hope everybody has a fabulous rest of your Tuesday. It is Taco Tuesday, so maybe go get some tacos. I got to get ready for our crypto class we got going on today at the club. So yeah, today's going to be on tokenization. Basically, everything's being tokenized out there. So I have a quick little PowerPoint. We're going to talk about that, why we're being tokenized, when it started. So if you do want to be a part of our crypto classes out there, you just got to be a member of the club. Anyone, doesn't matter if you're Sarasota, Massachusetts, Nashville, Vegas, Dallas is opening up this Saturday. Doesn't matter which one. We get a weekly newsletter out there on Tuesdays and Thursdays where I put little reminders for those classes with links to them. And then you can always go back and watch all of our classes on our website. And again, if you want to take a look at all of our programs, go to bitcoinbend.io and I'll take you right over here to Bitcoin Bend World Ventures. You can take a look at all of the clubs you can join, be a part of our classes, and also contact us if you want to be a part of any of these programs. So guys, I hope everybody has an awesome day. I will be back tomorrow with some more crypto news for you. So take care. Peace. Love ya.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges. It's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.